It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Reaction Beanie Yo 203 Day in that neighborhood. My brothers and sisters, it's time to get into another one, y'all. And she just dropped this video an hour ago. And when she dropped this video, and I've been thinking about this, it's been crossed my mind, I've been thinking about it, but I just want to speak on it real quick. Why in the hell is rappers getting killed like almost becoming a normal thing? You know what I'm saying? Like, search it up on YouTube. Search murdered rappers in 2022 and 2023 and 2021. It's so many rappers out here that just dying now. Take it back to 1996 when Tupac got killed. And a year later when Biggie got killed. That was like a whole shocker to our whole just culture, the whole rap culture, the whole music culture for real. Even people outside of rap was shocked by them two getting gunned down. But now it's like these dudes getting gunned down left and right. And I can't even just say that we the ones who making it the norm. It's actually them making it the norm. Because these dudes taking this damn music shit and this street shit, and they acting like it's the same thing, and it's really not. It's really not. But I digress. The reason I'm saying all this is because we finna go back to our homegirl to check this video out. And y'all know who she be. Annasolves! And check the title of the video out. Final footage of famous rapper being killed during dice game. Now, y'all already know who that rapper is. It's Takeoff. It's still shocking to me. I ain't gonna say shocking, but kind of like you just don't believe it. Like, damn, Takeoff got killed, Takeoff dead. You know what I'm saying? Another rapper gone, and this dude was at the top of the rap game. Like, this is a big, major time artist. And I can remember when it happened, man. I was on YouTube watching streams of YouTubers, like academics. He was doing a whole bunch of videos. Then it was another dude I was watching. He was doing a whole bunch of videos. Then Trigger Man, I was watching him. They would do it. You know, everybody talking about it and just kept going over the footage, trying to figure shit out, searching people Instagram, searching people Facebook. You know, just trying to investigate what the hell happened. And at the end of the day, I still don't really know what. I know what happened, but I ain't got enough details. So hopefully, Anna finna give us some of them details that me and you may be missing. I don't know. Should be a good watch though, because we fucking with our homegirl Annasolves. But before we check it out, my brothers and sisters, you know what you got to do. Get whatever you might need. Get what you need. We back to Annasolves once again. Y'all got what y'all need. Y'all ready to go? Then let's fucking go.
This horrifying video shows the moments when popular rapper Takeoff was gunned down at a private party in Houston. The footage has been blurred due to its graphic nature, but you can actually hear the gunshot sounds before Takeoff collapses after being hit several times. The harrowing cries of Takeoff's uncle, Quavo, can also be heard in the background as he desperately tries to save his nephew. But it's too late. Takeoff is pronounced dead at the scene. But how did things get to this nightmarish end? The answer will leave you completely speechless. So let's take a look at the final footage of a famous rapper being killed during a dice game.
And get whatever you may need. But I gotta say this real quick. I have never in my life heard nobody pronounce Quavo name as Quavo. Anna, come on now. You just showed that you don't listen to, you don't know anything about hip hop for real. Like, that is not your music genre. She said Quavo. Another thing is, all this footage I have seen before because like I said, y'all, I've been watching all the YouTubes when they was covering and trying to see what was going on. I seen all this footage before, but she said the reason that it happened will leave us speechless. and I really don't know the reason that it happened. So I'm excited. Let's go.
Takeoff was born Kersnick Kari Ball on June 18, 1994, in Lawrenceville, Georgia. His dad left when he was still very young, and he was raised by his mom, Latavia Woodward, who worked as a hairdresser. He grew up alongside his uncle, Quavius Kiate Marshall, popularly known as Quavo, who was 3 years older, and his first cousin, Kiari Kendrell Cephas, or Offset, who is a year older and married to Cardi B. The three boys grew up as brothers in the same house, with Takeoff's mom, Latvia, taking care of all of them. This is what Takeoff said in a 2013 interview about his relationship with his uncle.
I don't look at him as my uncle, but more as my brother. But we always have clowned on each other. He is my uncle, so I gotta clown on him.
Takeoff's love for music started at a very young age, and he is actually the one that approached his uncle and cousin with the idea of starting a rap group while he was in 7th grade. Quavo at the time was more into sports and football and didn't really take music seriously until they dropped their first mixtape in 2009. At first, they called their group Polo Club, but later rebranded to Migos. Since their first single, Versace, in 2013, the group has scored several top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100, including Motorsport, Stir Fry, Walk It Talk It, and Bad and Bougie, which got to number 1. They also received 2 Grammy Award nominations. Now, those who knew Takeoff in person said that he was a cool, soft-spoken guy who rarely got into trouble with anyone. Quavo said this about him in an interview.
He likes to work and mind his business. He doesn't like to be involved in a lot of things. He just likes to make good music for the people.
A week before this tragic incident, Takeoff had made an eerie statement while being interviewed on the Drink Champs podcast, saying,
You know, I'm chill and I'm trying to lay back, but it's time to pop it, you know what I mean? I mean, time to give me my flowers, you know what I mean? I don't want them later on when I ain't here.
Sadly, he would not live long after that. On the
Man, that's kind of eerie to hear him say that a week before he died. That's kind of crazy. And I heard, man, that, you know, and I was hearing this before he died, that Takeoff was the laid back one of the group. He was the chill one. You know what I'm saying? And, the good die young.
The night of October 31st, 2022, Takeoff, Quavo, and their entourage went to a private party in downtown Houston where the CEO of Young Empire Music Group, Jazz Prince, was having a birthday. But the birthday celebration would soon turn into a horrifying nightmare. Early Tuesday morning, at around 2:30 a.m., police in Houston, Texas, responded to reports of a shooting in progress at 810 Billiards and Bowling in downtown Houston. When they arrived at the scene, they found a huge crowd gathered on the balcony outside the 3rd floor bowling alley, where a man was lying dead with gunshot wounds.
Black male in his late 20s. And like I said, we won't release any information on him until we're able to get more information either from the medical examiner's office once they positively identify him from the autopsy, or if a family member or friends or family come forward and give us information of who he is and things like that.
Although the police did not immediately release the name of the victim, rumors had started going around that the man killed was actually Takeoff. Initial reports about the shooting said that Takeoff and Quavo were playing a dice game at the private party when an altercation broke out and someone opened fire, shooting Takeoff, either in the head or near his head. By 7 a.m. that morning, TMZ had released a horrifying video of the incident which showed Quavo looking distraught as he knelt over his bleeding nephew moments after he was shot. Some people tried to move the injured rapper, but quickly put him back down as Quavo screamed for help. In another video, you can hear Quavo talking on the phone with what sounds like a 911 operator. He asks, "What does she need to do?" as a woman on the scene, who was said to be a nurse, tried to help. The nurse would later give an interview, revealing the harrowing ordeal, saying that she didn't even know that the man she was trying to help was actually Takeoff. She said that she was in her house when she heard the gunshots and people screaming.
So when I got there, I looked at him. His head was this way and up, and his eyes were rolled back and fixed. And I saw a pile of blood behind his head. I didn't see where the gun was shot. I've stopped for car accidents before. I never moved the patient.
The nurse said that she tried applying pressure on the wounds to stop the bleeding, but then realized that she was too late. Takeoff was gone.
The uncle was very distraught. I mean, after I told him, he said, no. And I started crying, and he grabbed me and he's like, please, please. And I started bawling.
Many people who watched the haunting footage criticized the nurse, saying she didn't do enough to save Takeoff because she didn't perform CPR. But the nurse said that performing CPR in such a situation would only cause more blood loss.
Who would be mad at the damn nurse, man? Ain't like, bruh, she did this out of the kindness of her heart. She was at home and heard gunshots and decided to be a great citizen. You know what I'm saying? A great Samaritan, whatever word you want to use. And go try to help. Go try to find out what the hell going on and if I can help anybody out. You know what I'm saying? That's first and foremost. And then what the hell CPR was going to do at that point? CPR? What is that going to do when this man bleeding to death? CPR help you start breathing when you're having breathing problems, but it ain't gonna help when all your blood running up out of you. Let's go.
TMZ also obtained an audio recording of emergency dispatchers reporting that 5 shots were fired at the scene.
I heard gunshots and people screaming.
The graphic videos and disturbing images from the scene showing Takeoff lying dead in a puddle of gore soon started circulating around the internet, receiving hundreds of thousands of views within a few hours. The police confirmed Takeoff's death later that day at around 4 p.m. in a press conference.
I spoke to this young man's mother just an hour ago. Flew in here from out of town. I want everybody to understand the pain, the suffering of a mother. Very tough. And I told her, as we stand with any victim of violence or any homicide victim, their family, we stand with them in this city, in this police department.
While giving details of the shooting, police said that Takeoff was actually an innocent bystander and was not involved in the altercation.
There was a lucrative dice game argument that happened afterwards outside the bowling alley, which led to the shooting. Takeoff was not involved in playing in the dice game. He was not involved in the argument that happened outside. He was not armed. He was an innocent bystander.
Another chilling video released by...
Now, I think she finna show the video. Well, I can't say I blame Quavo. I ain't gonna say I blame him, but it's like he brought this shit upon Takeoff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say I blame him for Takeoff getting shot, but if y'all already know who know what the fuck going on, but Quavo tripped out and shouldn't have been tripping out. That's the only thing I can say, man. If he would have just not acted the way he acted, Takeoff probably still be here. But let's go.
By TMZ actually showed the terrifying moments before the shooting happened. In the footage, Quavo can be seen arguing with a group of men as Takeoff stands quietly a few feet behind them. There's a discussion about playing basketball, and someone, probably Quavo, says, "I don't get down like that." Then, seconds later, a single shot is fired, and everyone scampers for safety. Several more shots ring out into the crowd, and chaos ensues with people screaming and running in different directions to escape the hail of bullets. Police revealed that at least 2 firearms were used during the shooting, and unfortunately, Takeoff was struck several times. 2 other people, a 23-year-old man and a 24-year-old woman, were also shot in the chaos, but were able to take themselves to the hospital with non-threatening injuries.
A lot of the people that were there fled the scene and did not stick around to give a statement. So we're asking them to either call us at the Homicide Division at 713-308-3600. Or if they would like to remain anonymous, they can call Crime Stoppers at 713-222-TIPS. We're looking for any information at this time, any videos, any information.
Earlier that day, Takeoff, Quavo, and their entourage had been captured on CCTV entering a popular jewelry store in Houston. The owner of the store said that he had known Takeoff for some time, and he was a great guy.
He just said right there on Monday night, Takeoff is the one very, very quiet, so nice. I've been around with them so many times.
Just a couple of hours before the shooting, Takeoff had shared a picture of himself standing outside the bowling alley with the lyrics to the song Stop Breathing. Quavo had also posted a video.
That's another weird sign, bro. First, a week ago on Drink Champs, he was talking about give me my flowers now and all that shit. And then the last picture he posted was lyrics from the Lyrics from the song "Stop Breathing." Shit be this. I'm telling y'all, man, we living in some weird shit. Life is weird. It's a lot of things, but weird is one of them.
Several hours earlier as he drove around Houston with Jazz Prince.
Got the birthday boy. Yeah, also. Yeah, we on the 5th. Yeah, the 5th, boy.
Takeoff's death was ruled a homicide, with the medical examiner determining that he died from penetrating gunshot wounds to both his head and torso.
We lost a good man. Everybody, the hundreds of people that I talked to, spoke on what a great individual he was.
The news of Takeoff's tragic death rocked the entire hip-hop industry, with many going to social media to pay their tributes and mourn his death. Takeoff's label, Quality Control Music, later released a statement on Instagram saying, "It is with broken hearts and deep sadness that we mourn the loss of our beloved brother, Kirsnick Kari Ball, known to the world as Takeoff. Senseless violence and a stray bullet has taken another life from this world, and we are devastated. Please respect his family and friends as we all continue to process this monumental loss." Rapper D. Singer could hardly control his emotion as he went live on Instagram to share that he was done with rap.
Yo, the round. Yo, bro.
Singer and actress Tiana Taylor posted a photo of Takeoff in a shirt promoting her 2018 album with an emotional caption saying, "Please tell me this is just a bad dream. Please. I don't want to believe this, lil bro. Please." Drake shared a photo of him and Takeoff performing together on stage. "I got the best memories of all of us, seeing the world together and bringing light to every city we touch. That's what I'll focus on for now. Rest easy, spaceman, Take." Boxer Chris Eubank Jr. also shared his tribute saying, "I remember Takeoff being a very down-to-earth, cool dude. Can't believe I'm having to say this again about another young black star being killed for no reason. Something really has to change in the industry. It's sickening how easy and often people are dying. R.I.P. Takeoff." Other celebrities who also paid their tributes to the slain rapper including Gucci Mane, Outkast, Machine Gun, Ja Rule, Young Miami, and Beyonce, who changed the landing page of her site to a photo of Takeoff. Many people also expressed their concern about the alarming rate in which rappers were getting killed through senseless gun violence.
It doesn't matter how famous you are. You may not be famous at all. Anybody who loses his or her life is a life lost.
True.
And there are family members and friends who are grieving as a result.
True.
What I've consistently said over the last several months is that I'm concerned with this age group, this young group between 16 and 24, let's say 16, 24, 16 and 30. There are too many young men of color that are killing young men of color. And we do need to have that conversation.
Sports journalist Jamili Hill wrote, "I was in college when Biggie and Pac were killed and thought there's no way we would experience anything remotely close to that again. Now it's happening so frequently that you barely have to recover before someone else is killed. R.I.P."
Jamel Hill just said exactly what I said at the beginning of this video, y'all. When Pac and Biggie died, it was like, oh my God, that shit was such a shocker. Like, it was so out of the norm. But like she said, now this shit just becoming goddamn the norm. It's happening so frequently. It's still as sad as it was back then. Don't get me wrong. Especially for Takeoff, because Takeoff was a big rapper. You know what I'm saying? It still got impact. But the Pac and Biggie one was the first two that feel like it started some shit that's still going on now to this day. And it's getting even worse.
Takeoff. Takeoff was laid to rest on November 11th, 2022, in a heartbreaking ceremony attended by thousands of people, including celebrities who eulogized him as a nice, humble, and talented guy, who despite his fame never stopped putting his family first and making sure they had everything they needed. Meanwhile, investigators were working around the clock, going through surveillance video footage, cell phone footage, and other physical evidence, trying to find the shooter. And on December 1st, a month after the deadly shooting, 33-year-old Patrick Xavier Clark was arrested and charged with the murder. Another man, 22-year-old Cameron Joshua, had also been arrested on November 22nd and charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon during the shooting, though he's not believed to have fired it. Court documents said that Patrick and Cameron were among those who were arguing with Quavo outside the bowling alley. Apparently, Quavo had walked away from the argument, but a guy by the name of Willie Bland, who was in his entourage, punched Cameron after he reportedly saw him trying to pull out a gun. Willie said in a statement that he thought that the men were about to try and rob Quavo. Investigators said that after reviewing video evidence and reconstructing the shooting, they were able to determine that Patrick was the only one whose physical positioning aligned with the angle at which Takeoff was struck.
We had to rely on a large volume of video surveillance evidence that came in, and cell phone videos and audio, things that surfaced over time in some cases that weren't available immediately. We had to sift through all of that and use physical evidence and use shooting reconstruction.
Another evidence that pointed to Patrick as the lethal shooter was the wine bottle, which he was seen holding on surveillance footage during the shooting. He left the bottle behind and fled the scene immediately after firing the shots, only to return to the bowling alley shortly after before fleeing again. His fingerprints would later match the ones found on the bottle. During his bail hearing, the prosecution said that shortly after killing Takeoff, Patrick applied for an expedited passport by submitting a travel itinerary for an upcoming flight to Mexico. He also had a large sum of money with him, which, according to the prosecution, made him a flight risk. Patrick's bond was set for $2 million, but he was released on $1 million bond after his lawyer managed to get it reduced. The date for the trial has not been set yet, but I'll be following it up to keep you updated. What do you think about this case? Let me know in the comments.
I'll tell you what I think, Anna. I just think that, well, and this ain't specific to Takeoff case, because his case is a little different than what I'm about to say. I'm really talking about all these rappers who be in these damn streets, like these street dudes, these rappers, like being a rapper don't mean you gotta be a gangster. Don't mean you gotta be out here killing and fighting and stealing, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean you got to do that. Just because you rap about stuff don't mean that you actually gotta live it in your life. And I think a lot of rappers, especially these days, don't understand that. Rap is an art. You just, whatever you rapping, whatever lyrics you talking about, whatever your verse is, whatever the song is, don't mean that you had to been experienced it in your life. Like I just said, it's an art. When it's an art, you just paint a picture. And maybe you paint a picture of one of your homeboys. Or it can be a fantasy character. You know what I'm saying? That's what art is, creating. All you doing is creating. It ain't gotta be 100% real. You know what I'm saying? That shit, in a way to try to explain even more what I'm trying to tell y'all is, that shit like, if a movie star like Keanu Reeves, John Wick, like, since he played that role in the movies, he gotta be like that in real life. You know what I'm saying? No, it's just art. You just playing a role, man. That's all you doing in them damn songs. And I think too many of them, especially nowadays, they just, if I'm rapping about holding these guns and shooting and all this, then I gotta be doing it for real. No. And all the most successful rappers ever will tell you, no, that ain't the mind frame you need to have. You know what I'm saying? Crazy, y'all. Crazy. Another thing I want to say real quick, man. She ain't played the audio of Quavo when he was arguing, when he was like, man, he was talking about the basketball game, man, beat y'all or some shit. I can't even remember no more. But just search on YouTube, y'all. Y'all ain't heard that audio. Just search Quavo arguing before Takeoff death or something like that, and it's gonna pull it up, and he gonna be talking, man, fuck that about basketball, bro, and you owe me this and all that. I'm telling y'all, man, Quavo, man, I just feel like I'm not blaming him once again. And make sure, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, man, search that after y'all finish watching this. Go look at Quavo when he was arguing with whoever the dudes he was arguing with. And he was like, we know where we at. Like, he was talking crazy. He was talking crazy, man. And that's really why I believe shots started to ring off. I just feel like he wouldn't have been talking crazy and all that, shots would have never rang off. Who knows? Because at the end of the day, like I always tell y'all, man, when it's your time to go, it's your damn time to go. Like Takeoff. Let's say none of this incident happened. Takeoff would have still died in a car accident. Or he would have still died from something, a seizure. Anything, something. You know what I'm saying? Because his clock had ran out. And that's just the way it ran out. That's just how I think with this shit, y'all. That's just my only way I can put the death shit together, man. And try to make it make sense. And I could be 100% wrong. That's just like Pac. If Pac would have never got goddamn shot in that car on that Vegas Strip that night, best believe at that time, some kind of way, some kind of how, it was his time to go. His clock had ran out. That bitch had hit 0. So, anyway it go, man. Hey, God, like they say, God working mysterious ways, and he really do. And it was just time for, Takeoff to go to whatever come after this. That's all I can say, man. Crazy, my brothers and sisters, man. Great video from Anna as always. Glad y'all came back and fuck with me, man. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and all that good shit right there. And until I see y'all again, my brothers and sisters, you know I gotta tell you this. Real talk. Love, peace, and happiness. Stay safe. Don't stop. Keep going. Yeah.